I'm Johnette Cruz, and welcome to Behind the Filter, a digital show that peels back the layers of social media to reveal the raw and unfiltered lives of people. We're about community, authenticity, vulnerability, transparency, and encouragement. Now stay tuned for today's episode. Welcome to this week's Behind the Filter episode, and I have a special guest with me today. I'm so excited to interview him because he's one of my faves. This is artist Shillz Tex. How are you?
I'm doing great, and thank you.
And he just mentioned literally that this is his first podcast.
Yeah.
Accepted offer, right?
Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're the first.
I like it here.
Awesome. Well, before we get started and we get into everything, I just want to say a special quick thanks to our sponsor for this week's episode, which is Sycamore Construction, your expert solutions for all of your construction project needs. So Sycamore Construction specializes in roofing, exterior work, custom concrete like patios and driveways, and also custom home renovations. So if you're looking to update your home, trying to remodel, or even thinking about doing your very own dream home and kind of building it from scratch, Sycamore Construction can definitely help you. They are actually owned and operated by a father-son duo right here in central Indiana and surrounding areas. You can find more details about them in this week's episode's blog post at JohnetteCruz.com. All right, now that we got out of the way, welcome. So glad you're here.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a beautiful setup.
Thank you. Thanks. So we met, I feel like forever ago, honestly. Like it was out of nowhere where Misha, our friend Misha, my friend, or your friend, everybody's friend, I feel like. So Misha and I, shout out to Misha. We love her.
Yeah.
And so she, I dance with her and we do lots of events together. And so out of nowhere, like she'll just randomly tell me, hey, I need you for here. Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? And so that's when we had connected because we were going to shoot a video.
Yeah.
And then after that, we reconnected because then we did Midwest Culture Fest.
Yeah. And that was fun.
That was awesome, right?
Fun, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I remember we even practiced, right, for the video, but for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the same song we finished with on the. That's why it was so amazing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Except it was a totally different. I know when Misha was choreographing it before, like it just looked completely different.
Yeah.
From what we were, like the thought process of it all. But what we ended up doing at the show was actually really good.
Yeah, you guys liked it?
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. Probably the reason why I enjoyed it the most was because you guys liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
It was good. I listen to all of your music now just
I
because
appreciate that, man.
See?
What do you think about it, though?
No, I really like it. I think it's super catchy. I think it has a really good vibe. And, like, the hook of everything is really good. So then it, like, gets in my head and I want to keep playing it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I kind of do this thing. I mean, I love music so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And listening to music to me is just it. Like, I just want to sit. That's my person. I just want to sit, listen to music. I used to draw. I just like art. I felt like I have a lot to say and I could do with music. And when I started when I was younger,
Okay.
people around me pushed me to do music.
Uh-huh.
And I make music for listeners, if that makes sense. People
Yes.
have different type of music. So when people actually sit down to listen, I appreciate it more and they appreciate it more. Yeah, so I make music for actual listeners. So the fact that you enjoy it just makes me understand that you actually listen to it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because it's like as an artist, you need that connection for that. And so that kind of also helps you know, like, what works, what doesn't work, or what might be working with people, or, like, whatever demographic you're trying to hit.
Exactly.
So tell me, we're going to start way from the beginning. Okay, so where are you originally from?
So I'm from West Africa, the country called Nigeria. I was born in Lagos City.
Mm-hmm.
So Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa. So I'm from Mother Africa, like they all say. Yeah, I'm a very proud African. And yeah, I was born in Lagos, raised in Lagos, traveled a lot as a young kid because my dad is a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's where I'm from.
When did you guys make your way to the States?
So we travel,
Uh-huh.
and it was 6 years ago now that I stayed. And before that, I remember when I came here in 2016, and I told my dad, like, I want to leave here sometime. Then it was like, we talked about Canada or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Then I went back to Nigeria, then I came. Then I was just being a man. I was just like, I'm staying. Yeah, so that's how I'm just here.
Did it like grow on you when you first came here, or like how did you see it when you first moved out here?
In the like in the country sense, like
Yeah.
the difference between because I was kind of exposed as a little kid, so I kind of already, you know, we travel here, we travel there. I kind of have a feel
Yeah.
of all these things, but obviously so different when you're actually living in there. You know, when you're going there for vacation, you go to one of your uncle's house, everything's
Right,
taken
it's
care
different.
of.
Yeah.
You understand? You just follow
You're
daddy.
just like hanging out.
And where daddy's going, you're just going. You're not really doing much. Like pops, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I enjoy myself, but I'm just saying it's different when it's on your own, and
Yeah.
it's so different when, because I was fortunate enough to stay like not always under my dad's roof when I was back home too.
Mhm.
So I was already like my person already. So it was just different. Like, oh, my dad is living in this city. I moved to this city, but now I'm in another country or continent. Like to me, it still felt like I'm just somewhere else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of try to adjust. The first 2 years.
Okay.
You learn about different stuff like credit scores and stuff. We don't use that back there, and I'm always like,
No credit scores?
yeah, because you gotta have what you want to buy. Yeah, like we're still Africa. I know a lot of they say it's a third world country, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there's some things that might get there late, but
Mhm.
trust me, it's up to date. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's
Right,
up to
right,
date.
right.
It's just limited access. That's
Yeah.
just what it is.
Okay.
That's just what it is. Limited access to more people.
Mhm.
Yeah, but there are things that you have in this country we don't have in this country. Just in states here in America, that's another thing I realized. Like, this is legal here, this is not legal here. Like, it's the same country, right? But
Yeah.
different state,
Right.
different. So you learn all these things, and I enjoy it because I enjoy learning a lot.
Mhm.
It's a new experience. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I have no regrets at all.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Did you guys? So when I know you said you traveled over here before. Was this your first time coming to Indianapolis, or did you go to different
Oh,
states first?
Yeah, it was always New York.
Okay.
So we have a family down in Syracuse,
Mhm.
and I was supposed to go to Syracuse University.
Okay.
African parents plan your life for you. Yeah. So it was
Do
more
they
like,
always do that? Start from the beginning. You have your life planned out.
so let me say my family, right?
Okay.
Because my dad is a very disciplined man.
Okay.
So my dad kind of like, okay, this is what I want for myself. He really achieved a lot, and this is what I want for my son. So kind of he had his own path for me, try to guide me towards that path, which he
Okay.
did an amazing job.
Mhm.
But at some point, I grew and I was like, I try to do music. Back home, music is not something you do to make money or whatever. It's changed now, right?
Mhm.
Thanks to the social media and internet. Like back then, you got to sell CDs and stuff.
Yeah.
You got to go to the mall and walk around. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, iTunes was new here too. I know people think it's been here forever. Like all this Apple Music and stuff is not been here forever.
Yeah.
It came at a point in time.
Right.
Yeah. So imagine we getting it a little bit later back home in Africa. So you saying you want to do music is like,
It's like mind blowing.
yeah,
to them,
why
kind
you
of.
trying to do that? Only few people make it doing music.
Okay.
Don't risk it. And I come from a home where there's a lot of, expenses and labor and sacrifice on their kids.
Mhm.
Public schools are not the greatest schools. So if you want the best for your kid, you want to get them to go to private school.
Right.
That's where I'm from, right?
Mhm.
So my dad did all those things. So imagine you doing all those things to put yourself to be a medical doctor or something.
And then you're like,
And it's
oh, I
doing
wanna
well in
be an
school and
artist.
everything. Like everything is going fine until one day it was like, I want to do music. So I definitely understand my dad as a grown up now.
Were
so.
you studying to be in a certain profession before music?
Yeah, I have a BS in computer science and
Oh,
information
okay.
technology, and that was because I didn't get to the cutoff mark for doing medicine.
Mhm.
My dad wanted me to be a medical doctor so bad. I was enjoying it when I was in primary school, which is like middle school.
Yeah.
Because that's what he told me to do. I'm doing good in school. Everybody calls me a doctor. Yeah, I'll do it. But when you grow up, you start to have interest. I started liking music. I did a lot of things though. That's one thing about me. But music was what I just loved the most. Cause
Yeah.
aside from doing it, I consume music myself.
Mhm.
So when I figured I could do what I love, I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like,
Yeah.
I know I can run, I can do all this stuff, but I really want to do this. So that's where my dad had a little bit of falling. Like, it's not like before or whatever. I could tell he was not so happy with my decision, and I was like, I understand you. You need to understand me.
Yeah.
It's like you're a kid. You don't know what you're saying. But I did what I wanted to do anyways. But fast forward to today, my dad is one of my biggest fans.
Mhm.
Support my music. Like,
That's awesome.
And even
So
when I
he made a turn with what you were trying to do to pursue your passions.
Yeah, because eventually, so like he's serious with it. He's been doing it for a while. I see him on TV. Back home, I was on newspaper. He didn't even know I was doing music that much until his friend was like, "Yo, this is your son, bro."
Are you serious?
On a national newspaper back home. Then he still has the newspaper till today, and this is a long time ago. So he had that. He couldn't be mad because he was so proud. But I was doing something he didn't really want me to do. And mind you, my dad was just being protective, right? Because the lifestyle of an artist didn't really like that.
Right.
You understand? So
Yeah.
I understand my pops. I'm not trying to paint him as a villain or whatever. It was just how the story happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, so from that, it started like, okay, I won't stop him, but I'll still let him know, like, hey, you still got to go to school, that kind of thing. So I listened to him. I did school while I was pursuing music. So it was tough for me. Nobody really, I don't say it, nobody really cared, though. You know when you're struggling, though?
Yeah.
I have to do school, I have to do music. Like, they think music is just a hobby or whatever. I'm like, this is a whole career. Like, it's heavier than the school you're sending me to. And I know I got to go to classes 5 days, all the stuff. I have to put the same work in my music. Like,
Right.
people don't realize that. But I'm happy I didn't listen to people that looking out for me but didn't understand me. So I found my way around people that were on the same kind of journey. And that was it. And now everybody's like, I see why you were doing it then. They're now bigger fans. So it was never, so I'm really happy where I'm at, though.
That's good. Well, I'm glad. I know, like, with parents in general, sometimes they kind of see you on a certain path, and then, like, when you decide to change it, and especially, like, culturally, when, you have that, and then all of a sudden they have this path for you, and you literally go left, and they're like, no, and it's just hard for them to kind of understand all of that. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah. I love them. 2 people I love the most on this whole planet. My siblings. I have a younger brother and a younger sister. Amazing people. I can't estimate how much I love these kids. Like, I feel like we're the same. We're one. We grew up together in the time. I love them so much. To answer your question, I got 2 siblings, a younger brother and a younger sister.
Are they here too with you?
So my brother's in Nigeria. My dad is in Canada with. My sister is in Canada with my dad.
Okay.
But my brother is in Nigeria with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, but my dad and my sister, they back and forth Canada and Nigeria, but right now they're in Canada.
So are you the only person now in Indianapolis?
Yeah, I told you I'm the lone wolf.
You're the lone wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, so then so you were in New York, you were going to go to Syracuse, so what made you come from New York to Indy?
Yeah, so New York, I was there, that's all I knew. I started integrating into the system, you gotta get a job. Now I'm not working under my dad no more, it's real world.
Right.
Working under your dad, I was kind of privileged, right? Get allowances and I still get paid with my dad. So I still work though, don't get me wrong. I was still that's one thing I take pride in. I made sure like people didn't even know this is my dad's office. Even when they find out, they'll be like, this guy will be working so hard like he needs a promotion. Whereas like, you understand? So I was really a hard worker. I always pride myself about that. But still, it's different when your dad owns the place and you're just working there.
Right.
So coming to New York was like, I actually have to work.
Yeah.
Work for someone. So it was a whole new experience for me, but still grateful to how I was raised. I didn't see it as anything below me or whatever. So I did all I need to do, got a place, started living life. Then I was like, why is it so hard here in America? The American building system is every month. All those things are new to me.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we pay rent every year, yearly. So you pay this, you pay January, you don't have to worry till...
You don't have to even worry about it.
So I realized that I don't want to generalize, this is my experience.
I know, man, that actually sounds good because I suck at paying my bills. Like monthly, it's like out of sight, out of mind.
You feel like it chases you somehow?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I read a lot of books and I read about this rat race stuff. And when I got into American system was when I began to understand those books my dad used to give me to read. So with that in mind, I was making quick and swift, smart decisions. So I was like, okay, America is big. New York is just one small city, right?
Yeah.
Where can I go that is more affordable? I can get a job, and I started doing research. I went to New Jersey. I was in Jersey for like 2 weeks. I was about to settle because the apartment was cheaper, but I was still going to be working in New York. It wasn't so far though. If you understand what I'm saying.
I'm from Brooklyn originally, so I lived in Brooklyn and Queens.
Awesome. So you see how New Jersey and New York. So when I figured that, I was like, okay, you know what? Because all I know is New York, right?
Yeah.
Let me live in Jersey. It's kind of cheaper, And the reason why I'm trying to do that is because I still have a music career I'm pursuing. I have to fund that.
Right.
That's why I'm working hard or whatever, because I need money to fund my music. You know what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say?
absolutely.
So after doing all that, link up, connect, and I found myself in Indiana, and I've been in Indiana for 4 years now.
How do you like Indiana?
It's what I wanted. I don't know anybody. I'm just here focused on my music, on my work, like no
That's
distractions.
good.
So I was heavily pushing my music back home. The period when Misha got us together
Yeah.
was when I started succumbing to the idea of people I've met here, like, bro, you got good stuff, like promote it here. Let people hear you, come and perform. I'm like, I don't know anybody here. I'm good. I'm good. I was just focusing on Nigeria. Then got to a point where I was like, I need to go back home because they're missing the physical body and everything. But in America, you now have to go through procedures and everything.
Right.
So that's why I was like, you know what, I'm here in Indie. Let me actually make a presence here. Let me see if this music can actually transcend to this place.
Yeah.
And I used to just rap, but when I got here, I started doing more afrobeats because I started having that home element. Because when I was at home, I'm inside Afrobeat. Everybody makes Afrobeat or the same kind of music. I was sounding different because I was making hip hop like the American type of accent. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm heavily influenced by Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne music was new then to me. My ears when I was young, I was like, where is this coming from?
Really?
What type of music is this? So Lil Wayne was my introduction to hip hop. It was so vulgar then. I was just a young innocent Nigerian man. I was just like, what is this?
Did your dad listen to that with you?
He didn't. I never made him know I was listening to
that. Okay, I was gonna
say. It wouldn't be allowed in my house.
I know.
But Dad is a big fan of Michael Jackson. We can listen to that all day. By the way, that's my number one role model or whatever. I love Michael Jackson too. So yeah, but that's how I found myself in India and started pushing my stuff. Got to meet you amazing people. And a lot of amazing people too. My videographer Moyo, big shout out to Moyo. We've been working together since I was like, you know what? Let me start doing this thing here. Moyo is great. He's a videographer. Yeah, and I met a lot of people. Seymour as well as a photographer as well. He helps in my shot. And I can call and select my dancers now.
Yes.
I love you all so much. You guys work hard. Coming to rehearsals then, I was really impressed. Because I don't know if you could tell, but I have some moves in me too.
Yeah, we saw that.
I used to do a lot of things then, but music was just what I loved the most. That's why I picked music. Could have been dancing like you guys.
Yeah.
Soccer. I think those are the things. I know I did a lot of things, but those are the 3 things I knew I could actually put my effort into doing.
So really, you ever since you've come here, you have basically connected with people that are like your circle, kind of.
Yeah.
To keep you here.
Yeah.
And not get outside of it, so you can stay focused.
Yeah, and actually build something and see how much we can make this grow.
Yeah. That's awesome, because I know a lot of people in the music industry in general, and especially when you're funding your own music and you're trying to get ahead and doing all of that stuff. And I've been in the music industry too. We can easily get veered off course with other people and other things.
That's correct.
So it's really important for us to stay like focused in our element. And really that's kind of like I feel like that's like for anything in life.
Yeah.
Because you could really just, even like with this podcast, if I don't stay focused on it, then like I could easily get off focus and go somewhere else.
My advice for my younger brothers, because I don't give advice. Advice is enough for everybody. But when it comes to my siblings, I love them so much. Like, I will tell them everything, every information I have. Information is a lot. It's power. Learn. Let's just keep learning. That's why I tell my younger ones, learn. Just keep learning. Like, when you learn to live life better. I know there's a lot to learn, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn.
Absolutely. So when you started making music, were you making music in New York and when you were over there, and then you came over here and then continued making music, correct?
Yes.
How have you, like as an artist, obviously, we all start to evolve in like our own artistry. So how have you seen yourself grow from like an artist perspective? Just even like with moving, because I know obviously from Nigeria come to the States is a big deal, but then also moving from New York to where you are now. Like, how have you seen that?
Yeah, it's just my music from time. It's always been so genuine and authentic, right? Because I always think about me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's the only perspective I have. I only have my perspective. So when I want to make music, I say from my perspective. So the most popular song, love songs, I rarely make that, but if I have a connection with someone in real life, I might not say everything, but talk around that.
Right.
My experience around that. Same thing with life in general, which is my biggest inspiration, because life is amazing to me. I travel a lot, meet a lot of people, a lot of experiences, a lot of differences, a lot of similarities that people tend to not to pay attention to. There's a whole lot of similarities with everybody, like humans as one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think in that mindset. So whatever I do, if I tell you something today, tomorrow if I'm talking to you, I've grown because I've learned from our conversation and I'll use that tomorrow. So that's my growth. Like aside from my music, in life generally, like I feel, me personally, and my advice to people, we have to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Even plants grow, animals grow. Like not grow body size, mind wise, spiritually, every wise.
Yeah.
Me, add financial wise, because this time we live in, everything revolves around finance. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So growth is very essential. Yeah. So every music I make, everything I do. I know we're talking about music, but there's a lot going on
Yeah.
around music, right? Growth is important. Like the store we're promoting, like I have just like this podcast. Let me show you an example. I'm sure you want to have your biggest studio sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Having like A-list, J. Cole, whoever you like on your podcast. I don't know if you have those dreams or aspirations.
Oh yeah,
but you have
we
it.
got big dreams for this podcast, don't we?
Exactly. And before it got to where it got to now, you were probably was just an idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you doing something to make it happen and grow it is just very essential.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, what I think about the growth of my music is just me learning from every experience or where I've been to have something new or more intellectual to tell you.
I love that.
I love to pass messages like I'm giving you my perspective of things. Do with it whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how you, just on your perspective, just in life, like everything that you do every single day is a learning experience.
Yeah.
Like you're doing it, you're growing from it, you're evolving from it, and then you're using it in some form, whether it is through music or through life or through a relationship or through any of those ways. I mean, I think that's awesome. Not everybody looks at life like that.
Mm.
Everybody looks at it, a lot of people look at it from like a negative perspective.
Mm.
So I love that you have that positivity in that, no matter what, you know? So that's really cool.
I understand that, everybody can have the same perspective to anything. Like, this same cup, we have this one cup, but we have two different perspectives. So
Yeah.
backgrounds, upbringings, and everything apply to how we all see life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I'll preach is no matter where you're from, no matter how it's been, once you start having that positive mindset, like, okay, it was bad yesterday, but today is going to be better than yesterday at least. You get what I'm trying to say? So when that mindset comes and it's just competing against your own self, like, and when I say yesterday, I don't mean literally yesterday. I'm
Right.
just saying. You get what
In
I'm trying
general,
to say?
yeah.
In general. So competing with your own self. You wake up, you want to be, I wake up every morning, now I can do 60 stretch push-ups. I remember when I was doing 5. You understand?
Exactly. Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? It didn't happen
Mhm.
overnight. You understand? So now I could do, yes, by 49, my hands will be shaking or whatever. But now I can get to 50. So, and that's an example, right? There are a lot of things. Just that positive mindset is so good.
Yeah.
It's so, so good.
I know. I feel like sometimes having that positive mindset can really, like, I always tell people, can make you or break you, honestly, because whatever you think about, if you're obviously going to think about something negative or something negative happening in your life or just a negative thought in general, your mind's going to overtake that. And then all of a sudden, like, this little negative thought is, like, this big now.
Yeah.
So then, like, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
Then, like, everything you do is going to end up being that experience. But if you switch it, replace the negative with the positive, then, I mean, it can literally change your whole day around.
Yeah. It might be hard, but baby
Right.
steps,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come out with my mom and just start eating chicken wings. You get what I'm trying to say? I had milk first. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
The little baby steps.
yeah, eventually, yeah, that's just what I advise, I'm not saying it's the easy thing to do, but once you set your mind to something like, oh, I want to have a podcast one day.
Yeah.
You don't have a mic. You probably don't even know how to set up a mic.
Mm-hmm.
But once that switch is flicked and you keep acting on it, because you can't sit in your bed and just be saying it.
Right.
You got to
You have
act
to
on
have some action.
Yeah, so act on whatever you think. Let the action follow you. You don't even need to say it.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. Just do it. You know what I'm trying to say? So a lot of people talk, but just do it. It's okay to talk, don't get me wrong, but
Right.
I'm speaking for someone that's finding it hard. You know what I'm trying to say? Just think it and do it. Do it first. Show yourself you can do it. Then you'll be impressed and you'll be like, hey, you know what I did yesterday?
Yeah.
I actually did have a good day yesterday, It happens. And you like it and you want to have it again. So
That's the one thing that I think, especially when we launched this podcast, like, for a long time, because obviously I'm on social media, I'm very open about my life and I'm very vulnerable with it and transparent with it. But there are some things I keep to myself, and the one thing I have realized, like the last 2 or 3 years, is like my circle is like this big now. There's not a lot of people that I trust, and there's not a lot of people I talk to about things, and I keep things under wraps until I feel like it's okay, and then say. So like when we started this, even thought process of the podcast, like it was me, Will, and I think maybe like one or two other people, just the people that I was just trying to figure things out with. But other than that, like I kept it quiet because I also I'm a big believer in like energy, and I don't want like outside energies coming in and like making it a conflict or making just I wanted it again in a positive, and I don't want people like all in my business basically.
I've heard this whiskey song, bad energy stay far away. So yeah, I understand why you say energy. I'm so big on it. Like I'm friends with everybody, but the people I'm actually friends
Yes.
with.
Yes.
Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. So I've been like that since I was a child, like I said. So yeah, that's better because I know we live in the social media world, right? Let me tell you something I know of, right? We all live three lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
The public life. I mean, I'm Shillz Tex. Everybody gets your my music.
Yeah.
Yeah. The private life, you know, Olashile Alatiche, the real person, my daddy's son, a brother to two beautiful people, the guy that's working hard to pay for the music videos you guys are enjoying, the private life, and the secret life. The things I go to at night, the only thing when we on our pillows and we're thinking about. So we all have those three lives, like the public life, the private life, the secret life. So it's our choice to decide what we put in that category. What you want to be public, what you want to be private, and what you want to be secret. So if you can figure that out, you should have a problem, especially in the social media phase where you literally can reach millions of people that you have no idea who they are.
Right.
Yeah, before internet and all this stuff, we're more close knitted, you know, family. That's the main foundation, right? Or maybe you and this guy met on one, never even go way back. Maybe you're hunting and you met one guy that could hunt really good. You guys become friends. And that's your friends till you guys probably that.
Right.
But now we have technology. We go to school now. Just without internet, when you went to school, you have more friends. Why? Because you're in school with a lot of people. You make them. Now we have social media. It's like you can reach millions of people at a time. So the public life you know what you want to put there.
Right.
The private life, you know what you want to keep there, and the secret life, you know you want to keep there. So if you can have that balance, it help a lot.
That's good. I like that. I like how you separated the three. Do you ever, like, your private or secret, does it ever become public for you?
Yeah, so me personally, I tend to have, my dad told me something. If I reference my dad a lot, bear with me because he's one of my role models, right? So when I reference anything, I have a lot of role models, Cristiano Ronaldo for some reasons, but my dad is a major part. So he told me something when I was younger. He told me, anything you're hiding from me is not good. When I was way younger. And I'm grown now. If my dad here, I don't care. Because he doesn't like us going to the street to play soccer with the kids and whatever. So sometimes when he's away from work, we go out, we go play soccer, we come back. Because we're smart kids, we wash up and act like nothing wrong. My dad's a smart man. You can tell, like, you guys were outside. Like, I'm not saying don't play, but there's some people I don't want you to get mixed up with. Well, kids, we won't understand that.
Right.
But now realize, right? But then, and I hate lying to my dad. Because I know sometimes he's always, like, disappointed. You understand? So as a kid, I figured that out fast. So I'd rather not just tell him. So he told me one day, something that day, which I'm still telling you now, and this is the kid me. He said, anything you're keeping secret from me is not good. That's what he told me. So since then, I minimized anything that I wouldn't share with anybody. Like, I live my life in a way where there's nothing you want to say you want to find out or like, there's nothing, you get what I'm trying to say, just because, and the only thing I hid from my dad, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but smoke weed. So that was like the major bad thing that I knew in my conscience that I was doing wrong. But the reason I was a little bit was like, I said, my dad just don't like this stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't care about the whole world's opinion.
Right.
But the guy I care about his opinion don't like this stuff. But this stuff helps me in a way he doesn't understand. And I'm not ready to even start explaining or fighting. Because I understand his mindset towards it. So he's right. I'm not going to argue. I'm doing a bad thing. So that was like the only thing that used to weigh on me. Like, I don't want you to find out. Aside from me doing that, I don't do anything I'm not supposed to do. So my secret life is basically my struggles, my personal struggles, like me moving, I don't have no friends.
Yeah.
That's one secret I'm making public, just to reference to example.
Right.
Like I have so few that even when you know it, like when it's something people should be able to relate with. Like, yeah, I dealt with that too. When I moved, I left all my friends behind. I left my family behind for 2 years. Couldn't even talk with them because my dad was mad I made that. So imagine those 2 years, right? Going to bed at night thinking like, hope I did the right thing, man. Because you don't know what you only plan like.
Just like
you understand? So those nights like secret nights. But like I said, I have a brother that I'm so close to. My so-called secret, he knows it. So my secret and my private life is very close together because not so much.
Yeah.
And when I say public life, is basically what I show people, which is my artistic side. Maybe you see me on the soccer field. Yeah, I can play soccer. Yeah, I'm showing you I can play soccer. That's a public thing.
Yeah.
But majorly right now, in this like music is the thing. So I let people like, okay, this is Shillz Tex, right? This is who I am in the music form. This is not all me. This is just my music side. Like, you understand? But I'll still tell you about me. Like, you're coming from me. So that's like my public life. So everything you hear in my music happens to me in real life. I don't lie on my songs. I want a private jet. I don't say I have a private jet. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I know I want to drive a big Benz someday. I won't say I have it. Even when I say I drive it, maybe when we travel somewhere, I rent it or whatever, I will not say I'll own it. I'll say, oh, now I have enough to rent a nice car. I will say the truth in my music because I feel like I'm not making music to get #1 hits. I'm not making music to be the most popular guy in the world. I don't even really like feeling like that, to be honest with you. But I make music because I love making music, and I want people to hear what I have to say. Like, you like it? Yes, bro. You don't like it? What's wrong? What can I do better for you to like it? You understand? Oh, this. People got me singing, man. Like, I used to be a rapper. I'm like, oh, I heard you sing. I should sing. I tried it. I was like, oh, it's not bad. I put it out. You know, that's how I see music, you know. But when you get into the business side of it, you'll be like, oh, you can't just play with it. So I just get a little bit more strategic and everything because this is my hard-earned money I'm putting into this stuff. So it's now I think about the future when now everything is all good. I'm getting paid to do what I love. Like I'm like, that's the dream. Like I want to perform to you guys, but you're gonna pay me? Cool. Like I really want to perform. Like, and you're gonna pay me? I'm even go extra hard. When we're dancing, I'll be like, yo, they're gonna pay us this much. You guys better dance.
Oh my gosh, all dancing because I've danced for so long and like there's been so many like gigs and stuff I've done and I'd be like, wait, we're getting paid, right? Like because I'm not putting in all this time for no reason.
I feel you, man. Especially now where you have a lot of things going on. Yeah, but that's the ultimate dream, man. I should be able to do music for a short, good while. Because I feel I haven't started at all. All this is just preparation for me to get to where I want to get to.
Okay.
So when I actually do start, I don't want to do it for way too long, like in the public scene. I'll do it, enjoy the thrill of performing to the crowd, and just go behind the scene, keep doing business, push out new artists, and start to manage people.
So you like being like more behind the scenes in the creative process versus like the performance and being like in front of people.
Yeah, I've been doing all those for a long time, you know, in school. Since I was young, I've been on stages. Yeah. So I'm just sick. This is another private life I'm sharing now. Like I said, it's my first podcast. So the thrill of, you know, I watched Michael Jackson so much as a kid. I was like, those guys are passing out. I can do what Michael is doing. This is me being honest. This is the 5, 6, 7-year-old me. I'm not saying I'm Michael Jackson, okay? But that was my mindset then. Yeah. You do something dumb, your daddy will hear you. You think, yeah, that's what Michael did, right? But I had that mindset.
See, I understand that because I was always watching Janet Jackson because I wanted to be a choreographer. So I always watch her and I'd be like, I'm gonna be a backup dancer with Janet. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You were just saying it back then. So I had the same mindset, but the most fascinating part about the whole thing was because my delusional mind thought I could do what Michael is doing. Why? Because when I'm on stage in school, I'm acting Michael Jackson and everybody's going wild and crazy. You know, I used to dance when I was younger. I used to be on stage, you know. So I felt like, yeah, I was already doing what Michael Jackson did. But when I see the crowd's reaction, the passion from the crowd, like, this is connection. People passing out. I'm not saying I want people to pass out, but it was changing my mindset somehow. Like, why are they passing out? Like, why are they yelling so much? And this is young me, mind you, like very little me that questions you don't. You know, kids were so curious, right?
Yeah.
So my mind, but growing up, start to understand. Imagine when Justin Bieber blew up. I'm around the same age with Justin
Yeah.
Bieber, right? So I was doing my thing in school. I'm a local, we call it local champion when you're popular in your own little community, right? So I've always had that. So my mindset, I'm like, I'll make songs for people in school. They'll tell me, perform Justin Bieber, please.
Oh, really? Are you serious? Oh, do you have a
Yeah.
do you have a video of you performing Justin Bieber?
No, because I went to a boarding school where no cameras,
Oh,
no other
okay.
stuff. But
Dang
if
it.
I have some old video at least of dancing where you know that, oh, it was really a dancer, like, so yeah. So yeah, I remember the day I performed. There was this baby was popular, right? But I personally like, cause people not like Justin Bieber too. Like, it was a young kid like me. I felt
Yeah.
like this guy's doing what I want to do.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
my
Everybody
mindset.
liked
But
Justin Bieber.
it's just in America. Me, I'll be the Justin Bieber of Nigeria. You know, if you met the young me, like I was so delusional to a right place, cause everything I said I was gonna do, I've kind of already done it.
Yeah.
But not the skill I imagined for myself. For when I get to that skill of like, finally did it, man. I feel I've completed life. So, what's the next? What can I help to do this too? You get what I'm trying to say? So,
Yeah.
that's my mindset. I just imagine me at Coachella or me at like Wireless Festival or like Afro Nation or like imagine me on a big billboard. Like after I've done series of that, I've done my own stadium. Like, what
You're
am I still
good.
doing? Like, it's not like I'm doing it for the fame or the body anyway. Like, I
Right.
still have businesses. It's not like I'm just stuck on music, right?
Yeah.
So I just sit back and be an old man and just push people. I enjoy music, so I'll still be around it, but you know, just make people do the same thing and achieve the same goals and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
That's good. I think a lot of people, I think just in the music industry or people who are artistic and creative kind of come from that retrospect. Like for me, being a creative too, like I backup dance, I went on tour, I did all those things, and then like being able to still do it is great. Do I want to do it all the time right now? No, I've been there, done that. I've gone on tour. I've been with artists. I never understood the whole feigning thing with people. Like, I've never got, I guess because I've met so many famous people,
Mm-hmm.
but I would just be like, you're just another person. You just have a lot of money.
It's
Like,
you idolize people. It's never, yes, most people obsess over different things.
yeah.
Like I said earlier, I have a lot of role models, right?
Hmm.
I see my dad. I see him as a.
But your dad should be a
I
role
see
model.
him as an actual man, like
Yes.
a real man.
Yeah.
I aspire to be like a man like him, take up my kids, my family, and all that. I like Elon Musk. He's a smart guy. I like to hear him talk. I like
He's
to
very
hear his
smart.
dreams. Not just every other thing. They're just particular things.
Yeah.
Like Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm a huge fan of Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. He's dedicated. Like he works hard. Like, you know, that's why I look up to him. So I have a lot of people like that here. Even Kevin Hart.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Really? Kevin Hart?
It's funny. Like if you think about Kevin Hart's story, forget who he is. I don't know him in person. I don't know the human being. All these people I say, the only person I know is my dad.
Right.
That's why I put him. All these people, I just know them for their character that I see in
Yeah.
public, right? Kevin Hart, look at his story, man. I found him when I was still doing like sellers, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger. The next thing I saw him in the movie, I think it was So Plain. Bear in mind, I'm from Nigeria. I don't even know this Kevin Hart guy or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I found old comedy, something was funny. I laughed at it, like, this is nice. But my dad, Eddie Murphy, all these people, my dad used to watch them. But I just saw So Plain. I was like, who's this funny guy? I remember I saw this guy stand up some years back. Then I started like, I'd like to see what he's done. And I started following up on he's actually literally breaking comedic records and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know for a fact, but I think he's one of the biggest, if not the biggest comedian right now.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
So thinking about his story and everything, this Dave Chappelle, this Chris Rock, I like comedy by the way, that's why I'm saying all this. So Kevin Hart is one of those people I'm so impressed about this guy's journey, like how he did it to get to the top. So all these people I look at, they are people where I see myself, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I pick traits from them, like, oh, this is what they did to get there. This is Kobe. May so rest in peace, my favorite basketball player of all time. Family man, like, you know, those things I look at. So, yeah, looking at things help me. And, you know, the other side where you be like, oh, I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. What did they do to get here? I shouldn't do that.
Right.
So, that's just how I kind of...
That's good. I like how you're focused on obviously like the more positive, like the character side, the integrity side of an artist or a creative versus like oh, he has a house, he has a car, he has all this money, or all of that
material
stuff.
stuff.
It's all, yeah, exactly. It's all material. It goes away in a
Bought
second.
one shirt. If yours is $500, mine is $20. I'm fly. I don't know what you think
Yeah.
about me. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's cool too. I like nice things, right? But it's not like it's everything. Like,
No, it's
I
not.
value actual virtue, like connection, human, like mind, like
Mm-hmm.
mind. What you have upstairs, like know what you're wearing. Like everybody can wear what you're wearing. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Take it off and put it on someone that's poor. He's wearing it. Like
Yeah.
yeah. So it's cool to look nice and have nice things, but I wouldn't advise anybody to focus on material stuff. Like why?
Yeah.
You're not gonna. You understand? Like you have all this money, you have nobody to spend it with, but have money though, because financial freedom is the goal. You don't
Right.
want to be trying to be comfortable, but don't focus on because I want to buy a Gucci shirt, because I want to.
Absolutely.
That's my advice though.
Yeah.
If you have enough, go ahead, spoil yourself.
Yeah.
Wear the Gucci that you like. You understand? But don't work so hard just to impress. Because when you're wearing all this or doing, when person is doing something with materialistic, you're doing it to impress people
Mm-hmm.
or to compete with people. So it's not you again no more. Like you're not making yourself happy. It's because this person's wearing this brand. I gotta wear this brand too.
Right.
But to each his own. Everybody can do what makes them happy.
Now that you like bring that up, was there, when you came over here, was there a difference in that where like how Americans, because I feel like Americans consume a lot, a ton. Like everybody has 5 million things of everything, right? And then like I'm sure like even for me, like when I go back home to Puerto Rico and I go see my family, my whole family lives on one street and they're small little houses, right? And they're tiny, but they're so happy and they're so satisfied with what they have, and they don't need the 5,000 square foot home or like the 5 million shirts or whatever. It's a different way of life.
Yeah.
And so I can see how other people in other countries come to US and be like, and then probably think, oh my God, everybody's rich here.
Choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things. When we're back there, the reason why we look up to the Western world and everything is because like everything is great. Everything is perfect. Look at the house they call this government house. And like, this is dope. We gotta bust our ass, but when you come here and see how the system works and everything, you'd be like, okay, it's just another country with a different system. They have the goods, they have the bad side too. So, but yeah, the difference is not because I grew up in Lagos, is a city. Like, if you want to see rich people come to Lagos, that's what they tell you. Like in Nigeria, like all this, I know the BBC will be showing African jungles and everything. Yeah, there's wildlife everywhere. Like,
Right, exactly.
I came to America, I see people having bears and alligators in front of their doors. I'm like, so if someone has monkeys in front of, what's the difference? They're still animals, but different places on Earth. Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Vegas is just like go to places with big ass houses and everything. So it's almost the same. Humans will be humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the culture is just different here because the country is a capitalistic country, right? The main thing about this country is to capitalize. Once you see something is there, you gain, just gains. So we have when I say we, I'm talking about United States now because I live here. We have illusion of choices, you know, where you have this juice, that juice. It's all the same thing, man. It's just different people, product or whatever. So that's a whole nother thing, but that's all in the system. But when it comes to people liking materialistic stuff, it's not centered in America. It's just the whole world. Some people it depends on the person.
Yeah.
It doesn't really tie down. But yes, some culture frown it. You know, like if you go to the very Muslim side, obviously materialistic thing don't even come to their mind because of their religion or whatever. Background affects it sometimes, but it still boils down to person.
Yeah. That's so true. I never remember the time when I was married, a long time ago. My ex never had gone to Puerto Rico, and he had never met my family, and we went. And so my family is in more the like rural side of the country. And I've grown up there. Like, I went every summer. I'd spend my summers out there. Like, it's my second home. I love it. He went out there, and he, like, was legitimately freaking out because, to me, again, it's, like, nothing, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, where are we going? Why are we leaving San Juan? And I was like, well, my family lives, you know, on San Sebastian. That's the other side of the island. And we get there, and he was like, are we in the jungle? And I'm like, no, we're not in the jungle. We're just in the rural area of Puerto Rico. What's the big deal? He like was just like, I don't understand where we are. Like I don't feel like we're like in civilization. I was like, what are you talking about?
Where does this happen?
Yeah.
Where does this person live though? like in a city here in America?
Here, yeah.
Okay, that's why. I'm
Yeah.
sure if they go to a countryside in the same country in America, it'd be like, why are there no houses? It's just land and one house.
Wait. Well, and I kind of understand that because then, like, when I first moved out here, I was joking. I've said this again on prior podcasts that when I first moved to Indiana, like, I was literally like, why is there just, literally, I said there's nothing but white people in cornfields because that's all I saw. And so now, then I get it now. So then when we fast forward and we go to Puerto Rico, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. But I was still making fun of him, but then I was like, oh, wait, but that was me 10 years ago when I first came to Indiana, and I was freaking out about where I was at.
It's like that. Once you try to see from the person's perspective, right, you tend to understand it more. You know, a lot of people, when I came here, a lot of people, like, I see some of my African people, or let me say Nigerian people, getting mad or a little bit upset when people ask them questions about Africa that sound somehow, they'd be like, oh, they're ignorant. I'm like, nah. You don't reply like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it might sound insulting the way they said it, but just go that extra mile to actually tell them what the actual thing is, so they won't go and act the same. Because some people might insult you. Yes, some people try to do that. But guess what's better? Educate them.
Right.
But some people are just curious, which majority are just curious, right? It's from what they've heard, what they've learned. Like, hey, I heard there's no water in Africa. Is it true? Like, nah, it's not true, you know? That's how you answer. That's me, right?
Yeah.
Well, so I have friends that will probably be like, no, there's no water. We drink sand. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So I'm like, I understand it might sound somehow.
Right.
Even though the person, let's assume they're insulting you. Let's not assume they're trying to insult you.
Yeah.
How about be like, no, there's water. Like, we drink good bottled water. We have different varieties of water. But you mean some parts of Africa? Yes, it's just like some parts of America too. They don't have good water in Michigan.
Yes, true.
You get what I'm saying? So
right.
let them know, like, do you understand now? Yeah, so most times, like, they're not always ignorant. It's just they don't know.
Yeah.
And a lot of Africans, we act like, you know, well, when you come here too, you ask questions too. So I know sometimes they laugh at you like, oh, you're African, but don't mind it. Get the information. You be like, oh, yeah, I'm African. So yeah, as I asked you, so what's this and what's that? So like I said, learn. I always stick to learning. Like,
that's good.
Learning is not just school, which was what I was trying to let my dad understand. Which dad, I hope you understand now.
Do you think he understands now?
Now, like, now my dad was like big bro and little bro.
Okay.
Our relationship is now so close because he understands me more now. Because he confessed to me, like, he used to see me as this, yes, I'm his son, I understand. I used to tell my dad, like, bro, everything you did, I know we butted heads, right?
Yeah.
But I understand everything and why. Even growing up and start paying bills and stuff, you now start like, oh, they was paying this much for me and I was trying to ask, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I understand him a lot, you know, I love him so much, even more. Even growing up and being a man myself and seeing how hard it is to take care of people. And he has other responsibilities too, you know, Africans with big families and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but now he's like, oh, damn, if I knew this was how it was, if I'd listened to you, loving. Because imagine, me and my brother, this is what we talk about in the room back then. I was like, imagine that, just take this school fees now and just put in your music. I've had opportunities, man, where all I needed was just finance, where I couldn't get it.
Wow.
So that was my biggest issue with my dad, because you have the money. You put it on, yes, I'm not saying you don't give us enough, but you wouldn't do it for this thing I love. Like, I've been doing everything you guys want me to do, but this one thing I really love, you guys tell me. Exactly. That was my issue then as a young kid, but now I understand, though. But yeah, so that was why I was always fighting with my dad, because I'd be having opportunities where, you know, the industry, you need to pay. You get what I'm trying to say? But people genuinely want to help you, but you still need to be able to do, even though it's just to travel. Imagine, oh, there's a show, it's a big opportunity for you, but you have to fly here. You need to book a hotel, you need to, all those extra expenses where you can just, I know everybody don't have a dad that is willing to, but I was fortunate enough to have a dad that could provide, and was putting the money where I'm never interested. And I guess the reason why I started not liking school more is because I felt like I've been doing school my whole life for you. And now I want you to help me with something I really like. And you're saying, no, I still have to keep doing school. So I still did the school, so I don't throw his money away. Still try to pass. I didn't stress for A's. You know, I wasn't so bad. Like, I just have to go to some class and read up. I'll get a good seat. You get what I'm trying to say? Yes. So I used that to get by. Yeah. And I remember I feel like, out of my whole uni, I feel like 3 courses in total. And my dad was understanding. I thought I was going to be mad, so I was surprised that he has to pay for them again. That's how Africa works. I thought I was going to be mad that I failed, but it was surprisingly like encouraging. Like, it happens, it happens. It was after school, he told me like he was surprised that I did so well in school. Like, he knew I never wanted to go to school.
I was awful in school. I was the worst.
Well, I gave school my barest minimum. Like that's after uni though. Well, I was always trying to be the best. You know, me and my brother, I was like, oh, I was first, you're second, I'm better than you. You know, just jokes though.
Yeah.
Because that's how we're kind of raised in my house, to be the best we can be, not compete with other people. The best we can be. So me and my brother were close, just 3 years apart. So we're always competing against each other.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we have that sportsmanship with us. We're so close, man. This boy. So we always did our best. Sports. We in the choir, we did almost everything. So we're kind of popular in school, like the Alatishe boys, you know, you hear them. So, yeah, so when I asked for this one thing and I didn't want to do it, I was like, you know what, I'm going to half-have it. I'm sorry I'm cursing, I'm really sorry, man. But I'm going to just do this.
Yeah.
Bye, and try and put more attention to my music. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. Because every time I think back, I'm like, if I listen to him, spend 4 years at uni to get good grades that I don't really want to use, where do I pick up from? So that's why I'm always grateful that I didn't succumb totally and just put it with my music.
Yeah. How are you, and this is probably a good question just for people in general who are entrepreneurs trying to start their own business. Like, how are you balancing life along with continuing to, like, fund your passion and purpose at the same time?
Yeah, because I made my life my purpose. Like, everything I'm doing is my life. So when people say life and this, I'm like, you're separating one thing. That's how I say it.
I love that because that's how I'm living right now.
Yeah, it should be one thing.
Yes.
You know? My life is me being a brother, me being an artist, me being a business owner. Like, that's my life. So everything I'm doing is for my life, which is my life is being there for my... I will keep referencing this because I love being a big brother more than anything else on this planet.
Yeah.
I'll keep being there for my brothers and my sister whenever they need me. I'll be doing essays with my sisters and stuff. Like, I'm just there. You get what I'm trying to say? Then being a good son to my dad and my mom. Then a good friend to the people that I have. Most of my friends are my family. Like, my best friends in the world, my brother, 2 of my cousins. My best friends in the world, family. Like, we all grew up together. Like, I know a lot of people. I'm not going to argue about that. But we all know where we stand with colleagues, like we work together with classmates, but my friends, like it's just 5 people. And we've grown up together. The only one, which is Isaiah, shout out to Isaiah, man, he's like the president of the record, like Tex and music, right? I met him in uni. We've always seen each other like hi, whatever.
Yeah.
But during the final years of uni, we had a gig together and that's how we just locked in. Okay. We had so much alike till today, we're like best buddies. So those 5 people, that's my circle. Trust me, I ain't got. So everything I'm doing revolves around them and what I plan for myself. So we all have different lives to live, right? But I just made my life a purpose. Like, okay, this is what I want. This is my life. Like, everything revolves around this. You understand? So along the way, you grow, you learn things, you add it, you remove things, you add it, you remove things. But I never separate it. It's one because it's just one me, right? Yeah. So
that's good. A lot of people, I think, when it comes to like trying to like either live out their dream or their purpose, like they feel like they have to separate it. Because I was like that for a long time, where I was scared to step out and to finally do what I wanted to do, and then finally I was like, this is my one life. This is my only shot. When am I going to do this? When I'm 70? If God willing, I'm still alive. No, I'm not going to want to do all this right now. When I'm 70, I want to do it now. You know, now's the time for me to live and to actually like be in my purpose and make the impact that I want to make. And so that's why I always tell people too, like, do everything now. You have this gorgeous life that you can, you know, lead. So that's good.
Yeah. Once there's an idea, like I always say, act on it. Once there's an idea, I mean, obviously, I'm not saying any idea. I'm not saying go rob a bank or whatever.
Don't act on it in that way.
This is a public space.
That's not what we're trying to say.
Yeah. So we understand each other. I just want everybody else to understand, like, when you have a good idea, a positive idea, act on it. You know, there's no time to waste on it. As long as you know it's gonna help, like, you're gonna look back in 10, 20 years and you'll be thanking yourself, like, thanks for doing this. Those are what you want to do. Anytime I want to do anything at this moment, like, I sit and think. That's another very important thing a lot of people don't do. Sit and think. You
Thank
can
you.
write it down, whatever. Sit and think.
And be still in your thoughts.
Yeah.
In order to think.
Yeah. Think about what you want to do. Think about it. And me, I go beyond. I think about possibilities, and because as much as I try to act like I'm an artist, I'm a nerd back in my head. I listen to a lot of Lex Friedman, Joe Rogan, just important people, just to see how their mind works, right?
Yes,
So,
that's good.
Yeah, it's just everything you have to do is up here.
Yes, 100%.
Everything you see around us didn't exist before. It started from here.
Mm-hmm.
Someone thought about we need something to cushion the walls for sound, and this came into existence. Someone thought about we need something to hold water, and this came into existence. Someone thought about we need something to write with.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So everything comes from here. So this is the main thing. Feed this with positive things, and positive things will come out.
I'm gonna leave here feeling like $1 million.
We're honestly at 55 minutes right
Already?
now. Yeah.
Oh, I should wrap this up.
Yeah, sorry.
It's so you're dropping some good stuff. I love it. Okay, well, as we wrap this up, because I could probably talk to you for like another hour. Musically, like, what are you working on now? Is there anything like we should know what you're doing behind the scenes or performance-wise? You're like, should I talk about it? Should I not?
Can we get a Zaza part 2? Because
Part
that
two?
song,
Yes!
that
Song, right?
I'm telling you,
so
when I heard it, and I think they were practicing, I was
Yes.
just like,
Oh.
this song's good. So I just like Shazammed it, and it appeared, and I was just like, it was on repeat in like my car for like
you. Same.
a good
Yes,
week.
man.
Left just like
Literally.
singing, like just like vibing with it, just vibing with it,
This
like
is
on
what makes
repeat.
me happy, man.
I love it.
This is what makes me happy. I appreciate that you like it. Like something you can vibe with. Just drive it and enjoy yourself. Like
Well, and then
Have
after
fun.
we heard that song, then I started listening to the rest of your music, and I was like, oh, I like this one. Oh, I like
Yeah,
this one.
same.
And then it was just like on repeat. Yeah.
thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
So,
gonna
yeah,
tell you
so-
guys.
so
So my
more-
plan.
Come on.
I know people are listening or watching, but this is for just both of you.
Okay.
They just hearing it because
Okay.
of you guys. So my actual plan, right, is I've been working a lot behind the scenes trying to place myself here in indie,
Mhm.
which you guys can tell I'm doing right now. So I'm not focusing on new material music-wise. I'll tell you why in a second. Because I already have enough that nobody knows here. Nobody knows Shillz Tex. You get what I'm saying? They don't really know Shillz Tex here.
Yeah.
And just like you said now, you heard this, you like this. Imagine I stop pushing all those songs you like here now. Let other people like it too.
Right.
Before thinking of new materials, right?
Mhm.
But then new material is gonna come when I go back to Nigeria next year. Records are good. Sit with actual producers in the studio with my people from day one. I've made more connection now. I know more people. So all the experience I've had in the time of not making music and pushing myself here in indie,
Yeah.
to the time I get back, that's all. I'm just gonna part of the studio for
Awesome.
months, and I want to drop my album, but I feel like there's one more EP before an album. I like working in projects, so yeah. So
So
that's the
basically,
thing.
stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. But at least you know it's coming.
Yes.
I rarely say it. I just like it to happen first. But that's what's in my mind now. Make a stable for yourself here in indie. Like let Indiana people know. Oh, there's an artist called Shillz Tex.
Yeah.
Have that. Then be like, oh, you guys know me now. Now this is new music.
Okay. Cool. How do people find you if they want to connect with you?
So my name Shillz Tex is spelled SHILLZTEX on Instagram and Twitter. I don't really do much social media, so but I just post enough for you
Just
to
enough to like have some
just so you
content?
know. Oh, it's human being too, because people complain about that. It's just I'm not as fun as you guys.
Hey, social media, it's a whole beast. It's like,
Yeah,
like
I just
like
post-
I do, it's like a full-time job plus 10.
It is, right? I just
It's
try
exhausting.
to post information because I believe you follow me, you're interested in my
Yeah.
music.
Mhm.
So everything about my music, I give it to you. Then once in a while, because it's a social platform, right? And I want to reach out to my people like my beautiful lady right here. So I want you guys to see the real. Sometimes I just post random me in a day if I remember Instagram. You get that kind of thing. Or I make videos and I just look at, oh, let me post this on Instagram. You get that kind of thing. But yeah, if you really want to reach out to me, but I'm very accessible, just if you want to work with me, message me. I'll
Okay.
definitely see it. That's like my LinkedIn for my music stuff. Yeah,
Awesome.
Instagram. So if you want to work, Okay, work.
Well, and we'll also have all of his information because we'll have an email and a blog post to go out with your episode. So we'll have all your information on there too, where people can connect with you.
Thank
and
you so much.
they have
Twitter
all of that.
Or X,
Yes.
like they call it
Oh
now.
yeah, Twitter. I still call it Twitter though. Even
I
though
try to
it's
call
X.
it X, but
I try to too, but then
people
it's
still
still.
say I tweeted on X. So
I tweeted on X.
Yeah, so
That sounds weird.
big ups Elon, man.
Right? Thank you.
No,
this was so.
fun.
I love this conversation. It was so
Look
good.
at me talking. I don't even talk. You did that.
Oh man, that was so good. Like I just love how just where your mindset is and where you focus and the people and then the type of content you focus on in order to have like personal growth and professional growth and all of that. I think that's really, really good. I think it's important and I think it's awesome.
Appreciate that, man.
That was fantastic.
Thank you so much. I
All
enjoyed
right.
this.
Well, thank you again for being here. I also want to say a quick thank you once again to our sponsor for this week's episode, which is Sycamore Construction. So you can find all the details about them. Remember, you can use them for anything when it comes to remodeling. You're trying to do something with your house. You're trying to even make your own dream home. You can go ahead and check out Sycamore Construction on this week's blog post online at JohnetteCruz.com.